Let's see who's still awake. So, I like that. Let's see, let's do live. Checked. There we go. I'll take you guys over with me while no one's in yet. Let me grab a beer. One beer off the top shelf. Guys, I do know it's late, and I do mow most of you. I do mow most of you are in bed. I do know most of you are in bed. Bro, when I get to working, I don't stop. I'm working on an auction knife. So I'm about to sign it. So I actually have spent the last hour thinning out the handle material. Give me a second, let me put my initials on this. Yeah, it's been one of them days. I've been here all day. All goddamn day. Oh, it tastes good. Let me see. First of all, let me get so I can see even what. Hey, there we go. I can see what's going on. What's up? I am doing an auction knife. I just signed it. Just marked it. Actually, it needs a better. It needs a deeper engraving. Let me redo that. Let me go back over it a little deeper. Give me a second. That's better. That looks better. That's a little bit better and easier to read. It's under the handles. Nobody's ever going to see it. And this pattern on the handle, on the scales, or god damn it, on the spine is going to be in the handles as well. Guys, I had a fucking conniption. You guys want to see something? I also use a Dremel like a pen. Got big old hands. So Cody, is that Charles Anderson? Is that my Swede Anderson? Did you change your YouTube name so that I could differentiate between the two of you? Yup. So I am doing a Hornet. It's going to be an auction piece. I'm doing a heavy. This is going to have a heavy. There, let's. God, I'm so tired. I am so tired. Let's turn this around so you guys can see. There is a heavy rock pattern in that I put in. A lot of it went in before the knife actually got ground. And if you were to look, you can see that goes all into the spine. And those divots, I tried real hard, guys. I tried real hard to keep it. So the low spots on the blade are the high spots on the spine and vice versa. And I wanted it to have, there we go. That's the look I want. That's the shot I wanted. Down the spine. So plunge came out great. The grind came out good. Did all this today. Everything you see that was done on this was done today. Well, I can't say that. I did some initial just light rock pattern just to set my lines yesterday. But the rest of it I did today. But that is 100% going up for auction. Now, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. It's gonna go up for auction. I'm not gonna put handles on it until I get ready to put it up for auction. I'm gonna tumble it overnight, give it a good heavy rock pattern so that that 120 grit satin shows up real good, and it highlights the thing. No, you can't clamp that down. No, absolutely cannot clamp that down in a fixtured system. I did that on purpose. No, you cannot clamp that down. There's absolutely no way to do that. It 100% will interfere with a fixtured system. It was intentional. So there's not a single flat edge. There's not a flat spot on the spine on any part of that knife. The spine of that and the flats of that are not flat at all. There's no place flat that you could clamp. It's gonna be all off kilter and shit. So it's on purpose. It's called job security. So anyway, this one I ground real thin behind the edge. I'm gonna tumble this all night tonight. Yeah, that way you have to send it back to me. So I'm gonna tumble this all night tonight. Gotta start hot dog and ramen noodle diet for the auction. So the deal is, if you don't want black linen micarta handles, you got to pay for other handles. That's just all there is to it. I can't. I'm not, like, if you want just black, because the whole thing is, do you see that pattern right there? The pattern you, look at that. So that pattern you see coming down the spine, I have every intention of carrying that all the way through the spine and part way through the handle, all the way down the spine of this, clear down into here, and about to here. That's where I'm gonna stop, and then this is gonna stay smooth, because you don't want that on those. Your index and middle finger are real sensitive, especially if you got one of them on it. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in that. But if you, you know what did that? The edge of this knife did that to me. I hadn't taken the, when I was surface grinding and everything, I hadn't taken the burr off of it, and the motherfucker cut the shit out of me. So anyway, the thing is that the handles are gonna have that pattern all the way across. I am gonna just grind a rock pattern into the handles as well, in between the fixtures, in between the fittings, and across the spine. So if you don't want black linen micarta for it, whoever wins the auction gets to pick their handles. But if you don't want black linen micarta, you gotta pay for the material. You have to buy your own material. That's the only caveat. That's not free. Anything outside of black linen micarta is not free. So I think I might do the actual auction announcement tomorrow, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's been a lot of work that went into this. Guys, if you think this is gonna be a $300 start, it's not. It's probably gonna be about $8. I think I'm gonna start the auction at like $8. And so if that drives anyone off, I'm sorry. If no one bids, I'll fucking put black linen micarta handles on it myself, and I'll keep the fucking thing. Because I like it. That's just all there is to it. So, yeah, plan on seeing an auction start up tomorrow sometime. I ate breakfast at 9 p.m. at the pool hall. So I had a guy that told me, and I had a guy that commented on one of my videos. He's like, hey, you know, just a little creative, or a little constructive criticism. He says, look at the camera, not at the viewfinder. And I was like, I can see that, and some other things. And I was like, but here's the thing. Y'all get where I'm coming from, right? Y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, right? So even if I'm looking here, or if I'm looking over here, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I do appreciate any constructive criticism I get. I'm fucking dirty as shit. It's 11 o'clock at night. This is gonna be a quick video. I just want to let you guys know there's an auction coming. So an auction coming for a 2019. There are 2 other knives over here that are partially ground, that are Hornets for customers. But I just wanted to do one. And the reason they're only partially ground is because customers haven't paid me the other half of the knife. contacted them twice and I haven't. And I wanted to tell you guys something. So I have had, all right, you guys ready? I've had several of you tell me how horrid my fingernails look in videos. But I'm going to explain to you why my fingernails look the way they do in videos. I do a lot of grinding, right? And I do a lot of shit on Scotch-Brite wheel and shit like this. Let me show you why I let my fingernails grow as long as they do. So as you can see, I clipped my fingernails fairly short. But the thing is, when you're, let's just go back here and I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The reason behind this is an 80 grit, no, I'm sorry, this is an 80 grit belt on a grinder. And it's going, I'm gonna set it for what I usually have an 80 grit at. It's going that fast. If you get your thumb into that, and your thumbnail happens to be a little bit long, it gives you a warning. Now, I trimmed my fingernails yesterday because my wife, like you guys, said that my thumbnails were too long. And then I came up here and ground, and I didn't get a warning, and I ground my thumb right down to the quick. See it? I don't know if you guys know that or not. See if it does it. Let me go turn this light right here. And I'm shutting down the shop. I'm getting ready to go home. I was going to sleep in my car and then just wake up early, like 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, and then just come right back in here. But my wife told me that her and her daughter are going early skating on Father's Day. And so, I got fucking shit all over my face. They're going skating early tomorrow. And so I have to take the dog for a walk, which means that I have to go home. So that means that I'm not going to sleep in my car and come right back in here, which is probably a good idea because I think I forgot to deodorant because I smell like garlic and like French onion soup and maybe roadkill. But, oh, that's right. I completely bypassed the reason I'm so upset. All right, there's a company. I did this on my Instagram live feed. There's a company that rhymes with, let's say, QRS Life Supply. QRS Life Supply. And they sell things that knife makers use. Oh, I'm sorry. So, and this was another thing. He said the guy said he didn't like looking up at the speaker. And I was like, guess what? I don't care. So QRS Life Supply sells knife making supplies to knife makers. And so I ordered black linen micarta and black canvas micarta. And I ordered it at 0.25. 0.25. I went back and I checked my order. I ordered it 0.25. God damn it, Elliot, your chair don't roll, Elliot. So anyway, I ordered it 0.25 because that leaves me a little bit of latitude. This is at 0.2. I think I got this at 0.28. 0.28. 0.283. I'm sorry, wait, let me see. 0.28. I got it right at 0.280-ish. Let's see, 0.282-ish. Okay, so, but the problem is this was not at 0.28, which, like, you know, I ordered 0.25, which leaves me some latitude because 0.19 is just about the perfect grip on that knife with the thickness of blade, and then, you know, 0.19 handle. That's what Matt's is, and that's perfect for me. But you know what they sent me? 0.35. 0.35. And I told him, I was like, look, you guys sent me 2 great big sheets of 0.35. I'm like, oh, We're so sorry. We're going to send you, do I have the whole thing or did I take it in there when I did the video in there? At any rate, they're like, we'll replace your order. We have actual single scale size pieces that are 2x6. We have 2x6 pieces. Are these 6? I should be able to tell you here just real soon. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is exactly 6. 2x6. Their measurements on that are perfect. I mean, that is exactly 2x6. 2x6. We have 2x6 pieces of black canvas micarta that will fit your needs. And I was like, okay, cool. But then they send it to me, and instead of being 0.35, it's 0.40. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. 0.40 doesn't seem that big when you've got it in your hand. When you take 0.40 and you double it, and then you put a knife blade in the middle of it, take a look at that. Every one of these handles that I've made, I have spent hours back in the grinding booth flattening. So technically, when you get down to it, the handles on these knives should cost about $800 fucking dollars. When you look at the amount of time, and I was like, you know what? It doesn't make any sense to fucking call them, because last time I called them, they sent me something thicker than the shit they sent me the first time. But the flip side of that is I do this as a hobby. I do this as fun. This is my reprieve from sharpening. So, who else here? Let's see. Let me. Can I look and see who's here? I don't think I can. I can't look and see who's here. I got live chat set up. Live chat is set up. So, I'm just gonna have a beer. I'm gonna get in the car. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take a shower because I'm covered with composite material. I've got it it's in my skin. It itches. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever done ground fucking micarta. It's a lot like fiberglass. Everything itches now. But yes, I did wear a respirator. So I need to take my respirator home and clean it though. What's up, Ben? I'm awful dusty. But yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't USA Knife Maker. I'm sorry. Don't you hate when you kick over your drill and it breaks a bit? Oh, when is it supposed to be here, Ben? Okay, guys, let me explain. Yeah, it's itchy. I'm itchy. I'm all over itchy. Let me make a quick explanation to you. You are like me. You've got big hands, and yeah, I'm gonna have to thin this out some more to be able to make this. Even this is still too thick, but this is gonna be rock patterned, and so this is about where your handle started. So the reason I don't like when you guys send me stuff that requires a signature, let's look at it. It's 11:30 on a Friday. Is it Friday? What day is today? Saturday? Today's Saturday. So it's 11:30 on a Saturday. It is Saturday, right? Today's Saturday because tomorrow's Father's Day. So it's 11:30 on a Saturday. What makes you think that I would be home on a Monday at noon when the mailman comes or when the UPS guy comes? And if I have to sign for something and I'm not there, that means that I then in turn have to get in my car, drive 3 miles to the post office, pick it up, sign for it. And so I don't want to sound like a dick, but I'm pretty sure that this month is the last month that I do that for free. Because if I have to leave my place of business to go pick up your parcels, I'm going to charge that fee. Okay, you wanted a signature. I'm going to charge you, what is it, 25 cents a mile? So it's 3 miles to, it's 3 miles to, so 6 miles round trip. That's $1, that's some dollar and some change. I'm going to start charging that. I mean, and I know it sounds like a dick move, but you guys don't realize that every little thing in a small business eats away at the profit. Every little thing that I have to do that I do for free takes away from my ability to pay my mortgage. And so if I have to sign for a package and I'm not there, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's a lot of times I'm not home. So a lot of times I'm here doing this or refinishing a knife or something like that, and I'm just not at the house. I'm gonna figure it out. But like, if I have to go and use my gas and then drive to the post office to pick your package up because I told you not to have me sign for it. Exactly. So it takes me 15 minutes to drive that 6 miles round trip. That's damn near $25. I mean, really think about it. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. I can, if a knife is in good shape, sharpen a knife in 15 minutes. So I should be charging you an additional $25 because of the fact you decided you wanted to have it signature required. And if the postman came and that's just, if I've got to make a trip to the post office to pick up your parcel because I wasn't there, that's not my problem. That's the customer's problem, because I have said numerous times, I don't like insured packages. I don't like FedEx at all. Do not send me things FedEx, period. I'm telling you right now, if you send FedEx stuff to me, that's on your own accord. You are risking your own fucking shit. The FedEx guy has dropped shit off at the houses on either side of me numerous times. FedEx is the worst. FedEx, I don't know why FedEx even exists. FedEx is fucking garbage. And I mean, it worked the last time, mainly because the FedEx guy showed up and I was there and I signed for a package. FedEx is fucking horrible. UPS, or I'm sorry, not UPS, USPS. USPS, flat rate package, no signature, no insurance. Do not make your stuff stand out. Anytime you add additional stuff, if you're doing signature required and you're doing insurance, that just flags it as something that somebody wants to steal. So, they're like, fuck it, there must be something valuable in here, I'll fucking take it. And then it doesn't show up, and then I look like a dick, and then I have to deal with the customer like, well, can you check on? No, I can't do anything as the person that is receiving. The person that's sending is the only person that can do anything with an insured package. And that's why, so I have people that are like, I want you to insure it. And I'm like, what? Here's the thing. If I insure it, sending it to you, I'm the one that I have to do all the fucking footwork. And it makes it more difficult for me, the person. So it costs me money to insure a package for you if it gets lost. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not insuring things anymore. Chris and Elliot send $1,000 knives on a regular basis in a $7 flat rate package with no insurance. And you know how many times their shit got lost? None. All the times they've sent stuff, nothing's got lost. You know the only times things have gotten lost when they got sent to Crazy Sharp? Was it required a signature because it had too much insurance, or if it was somebody that required I want signature required. And I'm like, that's on you. That is 100% on you. But I'm telling you right now, there's a good chance I'm not going to be home to sign for it. And if I'm not home to sign for it and I have to go to the post office, I might not make it to the post office. If it comes in on a Monday, I might not make it to the post office until the following Monday. And if it's past that time, it goes back to you. And you just wasted shipping. That's not my dime. That's yours. You guys have to think about all those little things that I understand you want to take precautions with your stuff, but those precautions are also the things that flag it and make it seem like something that someone would want to steal. Sometimes going under the wire and just putting it in a fucking $7.25 fucking flat rate package and just sending it 2-day fucking flat rate. I had a $1,600 knife come in a fucking $5 first class mail package that was just a box that the guy put fucking He put stamps. No joke, fucking bull. No joke, lick 'em and stick 'em stamps on the fucking thing with a $1,600 knife in it. Not a fucking problem. And if you guys don't want to pay my shipping and handling fee, put a fucking paid return label in it. I don't have to do anything. I just drop it in the box. The postman picks it up when he drops off my mail. Because if not, I have to drive to the post office, and I'm going to start charging more. It's going to go from $15 for a flat rate to close that. It's going to go from 15 for a flat rate to 20 before too long, because the fact is the price of a flat rate box is going up again. So every time, and people are like, oh, you're raising your price on that. Well, yeah, the price on other stuff went up. Every time they raise the price on something else, I got to raise my price to even it out. You see what I'm saying? It just, running a small business, it's not that easy. It really isn't. You have to look at every fucking penny you spend. I should be charging you guys what it cost me to fucking run my electric bill for in the yard. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, I love you guys. I don't want to charge any more than I already do. But I mean, I have to. I have to, as cost on things increase. The cost on abrasives went up. The fucking belts that I was buying for $2.50 a piece went up to $3.50. They're $1 more each. So if you're buying a knife from me now, guess what? I'm just charging you for the price of abrasives. I'm gonna add that into exactly. But no one wants to pay. So I want this. Well, I don't want to pay what it costs. Like I said, I spent the last 2 hours doing this. That means before I've even cut these handles out, these things cost $200. Just the handles. I haven't even pinned them. I haven't even talked about the fact that I started this at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it took me from 10 o'clock in the morning, and I did the rock pattern, 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. to make the knife. So if you figure my time's worth $100 an hour, that's what my time is worth at my sharpening bench. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7, 8, 9. That's a $900 knife, and I haven't even fucking put handles on it yet. It's already at $900. I can't charge $900 for it, but I'm telling you right now, I've learned a lesson. This auction is starting at $800, and but Amazon's so big that they can get away. They don't give a fuck. It's cents on the dollar for them. At this point, they make it up in Amazon Prime memberships that people don't look at the cost. I have an Amazon Prime membership, and I'm like, what am I really paying? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Nope. The customer should be paying for that. I'm not doing that. I have the boxes. I pick them up for free. I am not going to burden the cost of that ink and shit. The price is still going to be the same. Because if I do that, then I got to do the ink. And then I got to do the printing. And I have to have the paper. And I have to have the labels. All that shit still costs. It's not going to make it any cheaper. I just don't have to drive to the post office. Nope. It's part of the shipping and handling. Actually, it would be cheaper. It is still cheaper for me just to add however long it takes me to pack up a box and then drive it. And here's the thing. I amortize that across all the boxes. No one's paying a bunch because I do shipping once a week. I just go to the post office. I got the stickums. I put them on. I put the label on. As opposed to having to go and I got to go on and it would actually cost you more if I have to stop what the fuck I'm doing. Go up to my office, go on to stamps.com, print out a label, peel it out, cut it out, tape it on. It's actually just faster for me to just do 1 day of shipping and just fucking have a set. It's cheaper for you. Because I'm telling you right now, if I could do all that shit with stamps.com, I see what these guys do. For them, it makes sense. They do a lot of shipping. I do a lot of shipping, but I do it 1 day a week. I just take that one day. I've added it into my week. You see what I'm saying? And it's not going to do it. The price of ink, goddamn printer ink costs more than gold per ounce. Not doing it. I have free labels that I got at the post office and a fucking Sharpie. I'll write your name and address. That's not the issue. Writing your address isn't. The whole thing is what costs you money when I send you things, Jason, is the time it takes me to put it in the box, to seal the box, to pack it up so it doesn't rattle around, and then drive it to the post office. So even if I don't drive it to the post office, you really haven't, because I drive it on my way to the shop, to the post office. The post office is on my way to the shop. So that drive isn't costing you anything. I'm on my way here anyway. What's actually costing you money is the time it takes me to package your stuff up, to put it in the box, to seal it, to make sure everything's good, and then just fix the label. I'm not charging you for the printing part. I don't give a fuck about that. But if you do send me a prepaid shipping label, I understand that. And it's a perception, but it's not the reality. The reality is what you guys are paying me for is the time I stand at that counter and spend the actual time to stick your shit in the box, seal the box. It takes me 10 seconds to write your name on a fucking label and stick it on. And the drive to the post office on a Friday is a drive I'm going to make anyway because I'm always coming here on a Friday. That's the things that I do to save you the money. What I'm charging you for is just the time to pack your stuff up, to put the fucking stuff in so it doesn't just rattle around and just not stuffed in, to make sure that the seals are good. That's what I'm charging you for. I just wanted to get that misconception out of the way. Now, the making handles, not at all. There's no. Brian and I were talking about that. So my friend Brian is doing the website. Brian has had several. I'm still gonna have to do. I'm still gonna have to do the shipping the same way. I'm basically gonna do the shipping the same way. All it's gonna be is your checkout's gonna be more streamlined. I won't have to do as many emails. So really, Jason, you're looking at it big business. You've not done it single man operation, is what I'm saying. Like, we can talk about this when I see you in Vegas. It's way different when you're the only guy doing everything. It's real hard to streamline anything when there's no one to just pass it off to and say, okay, well, this is your job. This is the only thing you do. That's how streamlining works, is you basically are like, okay, we found some money in the budget to hire somebody, and this is his whole job. He just staples shit. That's streamlining. When you're the only guy, no matter how you try to streamline it, it doesn't save you a fucking thing. It just means that you got to go to a different room of the house to do something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound, I know I can come off, I don't know how I want to put this, not condescending, egotistical, maybe a little egotistical and condescending. It's just like a lot of people tell me like, oh, well, this is what we did when we did this business. We had this guy and he did this and he did this. And I'm like, that's great. I'm that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy. There is no guy to just hand it off to and do those things. So, even if you're talking about a business where there's 5 people, that's 4 more than I have. You know what I'm saying? So at any rate, but no, I know that sometimes I can come off egotistical and things like that. And a lot of it is just because I'm passionate about what I do. And I am Elliot and I were talking about this. I'm very clear about the things I do know. Well, yeah. But if that's all you're doing, like I'm saying, if all you're doing is taking a product and shipping and taking a product and shipping, like you get product and ship and get product and ship. But if you're making the product, modifying the product, cleaning the product, sharpening the product, putting the screws in the product, and then shipping the product, it's a big difference. Like if you were the only person, like were you making the sunglasses? That's what I'm asking. You see what I'm saying? There's, not to sound like a dick, but like there's a whole big bunch of steps missing, and yeah, you were shipping sunglasses. No, I get it. I do. I 100% understand. I appreciate it. I really appreciate all the insights you guys do try to provide. What I'm saying is, like, if there's a difference between shipping and receiving, strictly shipping and receiving, and maybe getting something from outsource, like maybe you're doing bulk purchase and then selling on Amazon. That, which actually can be a very profitable business. I get that. But if that's all you're doing, that's a big difference between if you were manufacturing said item and then QAing said item and cleaning said item and packaging said item and then shipping said item. Which is basically like when I'm making knives, that's basically what I'm doing. Which I'm actually doing QA. I'm trying to feel and see if I got these flats completely the way I want them. I did this really super thin, guys. I had some people complain about, I had a guy complain. I actually brought his knife back. I took the handles off. I reground his edge, refinished his knife. He did not like his flats. He said his knife was too thick. Yeah, at this point, anything I do would just be, anything I do to try and, God, I'm sorry, I ate sriracha chicken over at the pool hall at 9 o'clock, and I got fucking heartburn so bad, I'm just burping and like crazy. But at this point, anything I try to do that's going to be that would be something that would maybe try to save cost is just an additional expense, which is gonna, so if I save a little bit of money here, the cost I would save here is, you know, there is no way to cut any of those costs. Shipping is just what it is. It's gonna cost you what it costs. But at any rate, like I was saying, God, I got that rock pattern nice and deep, nice and straight cut. I actually had a guy that I sent this knife to, and he goes, it's just too thick. And I was like, man, I try to keep these real thin behind the edge. And so this is behind the edge. I haven't ground the edge yet. So behind the edge, I'm going to try and do a little bit more, but directly behind the edge, we are at 0.019. 0.019 directly behind the edge. And if you don't believe me, I'm sorry, 0.02. No, guys, I will tell you when anything happens with the knife. My prototype was in the case of We Prototypes. That's it. I have not even gotten an email from We Knives. When I know something, you'll know something. So I tried to keep this one really super thin behind the edge. I figure once I grind it, it's gonna be good. I left a little bit more material here and here, from about here to here. That's usually where stuff cracks and chips, is at the heel and at the tip. This usually gets some work. Yeah, they're coming. I'm gonna try and hang out at their table. I'm gonna do like I'm a loud motherfucker. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm deaf, so I'm loud. I'm gonna sell as many of those knives as I can. I'm gonna try and get them to take me to fucking Portland for them. 20 CV, yeah. Guys, guess what the production Hornets are? 20 CV. You see what I'm going with here? I do not like to compromise. The quality, I don't like to compromise quality on anything. This is 20 CV. The production ones are gonna be 20 CV. You see where I'm going? Now, I am trying to work out a deal where I can get I am trying to get the Scorpion. So you guys know what the Sea Snake is. That's the Wharncliffe, the little Wharncliffe fixed blade. I also have the Scorpion fixed blade, which looks exactly like the Sea Snake, but it's a drop point. I am so trying to get that released. And I may have a way to do it now. I may. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. Right? I mean, no point using good steel on a bad knife. Well, guys, midnight. I'm getting ready to go home. I have to go home. The only reason I'm going home, I told my wife I may sleep in the car and just come right back in here and try and finish working on this, because in all likelihood, this is going to have black linen micarta handles. I personally think that's going to be a good look on this. I have to go home because my wife is leaving to go to Palm Springs in the morning with the daughter to go skate with a really important guy. And I have to take the dog for a walk in the morning. Plus, I'll tell you what, I love that little Volkswagen, but it ain't the most comfortable thing to sleep in. I've done it before. It's not the best. It ain't the best, and I need to take a shower. I itch. I got fucking micarta dust everywhere. It gets into everything. Pretty sure it's in my ears. So, guys, I love y'all. This has been fun. It's been real. It's been fun. But I can't say it's been real fun. So, Jason, I do appreciate your input. I don't want you to think I'm just disregarding you arbitrarily, but all the stuff you're talking about, I've already looked into. And when I really look into it, cost benefit analysis wise, it really doesn't save me anything. Nothing. It really doesn't. Maybe there might be a way if Brian has an idea that may be a good way to do it. He has a laser, like he said, he thinks he has an old Zebra laser label printer, which does not use ink, and basically I could do it. Oh, that's black as fuck. I even have my respirator on. I still got fucking micarta. That's how fine that micarta dust that comes off of this is. It'll go right through a goddamn 3M respirator. I got a 3M full face respirator, and it still gets through. So it doesn't get through as much as if I was just doing it fucking open air, and I'd have lung cancer. So, yeah, guys, I will talk to you guys on Monday. There will probably not be a live feed tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow is Father's Day. It's actually almost tomorrow. That's the thing. The labels are going to cost. So, I mean, it's easier just to get the ones. I go to the post office and I get just a whole stack of the fucking things, and I just write my name on them. I write your name on them, and I fucking stick them on it, and I send it off. Yeah, it takes me 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds to write y'all's names on a fucking label. Really, it doesn't. I am so proud of that plunge. Do you guys see how... Do you know why I'm proud of my plunges? You guys want to hear the reason I'm proud of my plunges? So when I went to the last show, I think Vegas, I took one of my customs to the show with me, and I showed it to Jason McCoy from Microtech Knives. And he's like, use a jig? I was like, nah, man. He's like, you don't use a jig. No, Ben, don't worry about it. If you can if you can get a prepaid label, just stick it in. I won't charge you shipping and handling. That's my thing. If you can send me a prepaid label, I don't charge the shipping and handling, because that does actually save me time. I can just set it in a box, and I let the postman knows that I have a box in my garage that if there's something there, he picks up. That's the caveat to my shipping and handling. You want to save that I forget what I've got it set at. $6 like handling fee on a small flat rate. You print me out a prepaid shipping label for whatever size package it's going to require. I don't charge you the shipping and handling because that does make my life easier. So anyway, I handed one of the knives I had made off to Jason McCoy at it was Vegas or Cali? It was Cali Custom Show. I handed it to Jason McCoy and he's like, so what kind of jig you used? And I was like, I don't use a jig. He's like, you use jig, you use it. But then I still have to print it. That's what I'm saying. So if you send stamps with the equivalent, because don't forget, shipping in California costs different than shipping it. It all is different. It's all different in different states. So, I mean, it just depends. Stamps are different than a prepaid label. So anyway, so Jason took the custom knife I had. He was like, you don't use a jig? No, he's like, that's pretty fucking precise plunge. And I was like, well, I try. I was like, Elliot did a pretty good job teaching me. He's like, no, I mean, that's real precise, brother. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, I work for a production knife company. He's like, we got a fucking machine that doesn't get it that good all the time. I was like, well, it takes me a long time to get it that precise. I take a very long time to line that plunge up. So, guys, happy Father's Day. I love y'all. I'm going home. Take it easy. I'm going to drink the rest of this beer first. I'll talk to y'all later. Alpha Knife Supply. Thanks, guys. Here's the thing. If you've ever met Jason McCoy, that wasn't an ego booster. That was just Jason being Jason. He's like, brother, we got a machine that doesn't get it that good sometimes. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, there's a lot of times we got to throw blades out because they're not perfect. I was like, wow. He's like, that's about machine perfect right there, bro. And I was like, thanks, bro. And then Elliot looks at my blades and he's like, oh, damn, that's pretty straight. That's a pretty straight knife, Mike. That's pretty fucking straight. That's about as straight as it's gonna get. And that just makes me happy. Elliot has ground more knives than most living adults will ever see in their lifetime. And for him to look at a knife and go, that's pretty fucking straight. He's like, that's right on. Earlier it was not. It was kicked over a little bit. I had to straighten out. There was a little bit of a curve to it. I had to straighten out. I think a lot of that had to do with it. This one took a little bit of a warp and heat treat. Oh, we're both 45 now? I'm gonna toss that back in the tumbler. That'll be our last thing before we go. Toss that back in the tumbler. All right, Charles, I'll get with you on the full price for sharpening and the swedge and all that shit on those other knives. This is gonna have to tumble. I want to tumble this overnight. Jesus Christ, I look tired. It could be because I haven't really slept in 2 days. But let me bring you down here with me. Let's all get down here underneath the workbench. We'll have a little conversation. So, yeah, I'll get with you. I mean, I know that both of those. Well, actually, you know what? You shouldn't have to pay to sharpen those. I think it's a good idea, but the problem is I really don't think it'll work because I don't think they'll close. I don't think they will close. I think those things are so close and tight that I don't think they will close. I'll look at them. I got to wait on Matt to give me the... The hell was that noise? I got to wait on Matt to give me the box for his. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, that looks like shit.